Hello, welcome back to the JavaScript class. We will learn about function today. A function is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. A JavaScript function is executed when it is called. We have used a few functions before, such as console.log, array.push, array.pop. The rule for a valid function name is the same as variables, and the function name is case sensitive. So just a reminder for rules, it cannot be just any keyword itself, it cannot contain any white space, a function name cannot have any special characters other than underscore and $sign. And you should not have a number at the very beginning. Now let's define our first functions. So this function called output numbers, it output three numbers 1, 2, 3 by calling console.log 3 times. So if the function is not called, it will not do anything. So if we click play button, we will not see anything. And if we call these functions once, it will print out 1, 2, 3 once. And if we call this function twice, it will print out 1, 2, 3 twice. Now, let's take a look at our function again. So when we define the function, it starts with keyword function, followed by function name, and then we have the parentheses. In this case, there's no parameter for this function. If we have parameters, you can put a parameter inside the parentheses. We will see very soon. And then we have the curly brace. So inside the curly brace, we call function body. This is your real code. Let's define a function that will take one parameter. So in this example, there's one parameter inside the parentheses. It's called myName. And then you can use these parameters exactly like you use any variable. So in this case, when you call this function, you give the value of parameters called hello world. And then when the function is executed, the myName will have value hello world. And in this function, it will print out hello world. Right? And you see hello world. A function can take more than one parameter, and it can also return a value. For example, this function takes two parameters separated with colon. We use the keyword return to tell the computer to return the value. So in this case, it will return A plus B. And when the function is called, we will put the value for the parameter in here, in this case 2 and 3. And then we can assign the return value to another variable called C. So after this statement, the value of C will be 2 plus 3 equal to 5. And when we print out the value of C, you should get 5. Let's take a look at more examples. So these functions return whether the value is an even number or not. So again, we use a keyword function followed by function name and with parameters inside the parentheses. And a curly brace is a function body. Inside in here, we say if the mod of value for 2 is equal to 0, we know it is an even number, so we return true. Otherwise, we return false. This also can very simple say we return value mod 2 is equal to 0. So let's comment this version out first and let's run it. So you see 6 is an even number and 9 is not an even number, so we return false. And we also can comment this function out and try the shorter version. Here's the console, do it again. You will get the same result. This is another example. We want to say whether the second parameter is a factor for the first parameter. So we say if the mod of value to the factor is equal to 0, it returns true. Otherwise, returns a false. Again, we also can have a simple version saying return whether value mod factor is equal to 0 or not. So let's try this again. So again, we comment this function out using the multiple line comment and then right. Then you will see 4 is not a factor of 10, while 2 is a factor of 10. And then we try our short version, comment this up, and open this up, clear the log, and do it again. You will see the same result. Example. So here we define 4 functions, each one to get the area for different shape. The first one is we get the area for the circle. So we giving a parameter called radius. In here, instead of using the let, we're using another keyword called const. So const is defined a variable the value will never change. So in this case, we say it's pi equal to 3.1415629. And the area is pi r squared. The second function is called the area for our square. So we're taking one more parameter, width, and the area is width square. The fourth one is rectangle area. We are giving 2 parameters, length and width, and the area is length multiplied by width. The last one is area for triangle. Again, it takes 2 more parameters, base, height, and it returns base times height divided by 2. Okay, let's do some exercise. You can pause the video before solutions are revealed. Question number 1. Which of 2 do not impact code, but they improve the readability? The answer is A and B. Comments and indentation, they improve the readability, but they are ignored by computers. Question number 2. Complete the following code so that it will return the difference between A and B. The answer should be return A minus B. Question number 3. Complete the code so that it will return true if A and B they are the same. The answer should be return A equal B. Please complete the following code so that it will return true if the value is odd. The solution should be return value mod 2 equal 1, or another solution can be value mod 2 not equal 0. Question number 5. Complete the code so that it will return the volume of a cube. The answer should be width times width times width. This end of our class number 4. I will see you next class.